Hi, this is Kevin. I'm a retired firehouse cook. And at the engine house, I always called this the Suzy Q cake. But technically, that is made without a chocolate ganache over it. So today I'm going to make a, either you call it a ho-ho cake or a ding dong. So the first thing I need to do is make the filling. So let's get started on that. And in a pan, I am going to put 1 cup of milk, and 5 tablespoons of flour. So you want to stir this constantly. You can see it's getting really thick. I've lifted it off the flame because I don't want to burn it. Now, some people, I'm turning my flame off. Some people will use a spoon, and as it coats the back of the spoon, you'll say it's thick enough, but I could tell that it's plenty thick. The flour didn't burn. Okay, I'm going to put plastic wrap over it, and I'm going to push it all the way down until it rests on top. And I want this to cool completely. That's why I'm doing it before I mix up the cake, so it has plenty of time to cool. But I have 2 cups of chocolate chips and 2 cups of heavy whipping cream. I'm going to put this in the microwave at 30-second intervals. Okay, this is a minute. I did 2 30-seconds, and it's starting to melt, but it's not quite there. Okay, that's 2 minutes, and it feels like the chips are melted, so we're just going to stir it until it comes together. Okay, that's all melted, and we're going to put plastic wrap on it and let it cool down. Everything cooling down. And now we're going to make the cake. So I'm going to have 3 eggs. And in the 3 eggs, I'm putting 2¼ cups of sugar, or 490 grams. Okay, the eggs have whipped up. I am putting 3/4 cups of vegetable oil, 1 teaspoon of vanilla. Let that all mix in. And this is 2½ cups of buttermilk. You can use whole milk or 2%, but I wouldn't go any lower than 2%. And then this is the same recipe I use for my chocolate cakes, my chocolate cupcakes, and vanilla cake and cupcakes. Only thing, I just omit the cocoa. This is 4 cups or 520 grams of flour, and I'm going to slow the paddles down so I don't have flour all over the place. And in here I have 2 teaspoons of baking soda, 2 teaspoons of baking powder, and 1 teaspoon of salt. And then this is 3/4 cups of cocoa, or 85 grams. I'm going to scrape down the sides. I'm just going to make sure I got everything mixed up. It looks really good. Then I'm going to put them in two 9-inch round pans. I've sprayed the edges and lined it with parchment paper. And now I like to weigh. So I'm going to put the pan on a scale, zero it out. All right. Okay, each pan is at 1,000. So now I'm going to put it in the oven at a preheated 350, and I'm going to check it at 30 minutes, but it'll most likely go to 40, but as always, it needs to come out toothpick clean. All right, we're ready to finish the cream. I have 2 sticks of butter. I poured in 3/4 cup of sugar, or 160 grams, and we're going to cream that and the butter together. Okay, we'll scrape the sides down, and then we're going to mix in the filler that we did before we started the cake batter. Scrape the sides, pour it all in. We're going to start on low and then mix it all up. I put in 2 teaspoons, but I'll at least put in 1. Scrape the sides down one more time. You know, I am going to put this in the refrigerator for 30 minutes just to get it a little bit firmer. Everything's ready to go, so the only thing we got to do now is cut the cake, at least cut the top of the cake. A lot of people use the tool that keeps it perfectly in line. I'm pretty good at just skimming the top. And we're just going to put the center cream right on top. Try and smooth it out as evenly as you can. Take it all the way to the edge. I'd rather have a little bit more on the edge. Okay, here's the other cake. I put the second cake on, centered it, and pressed it down just to get the cream to be about the same thickness. And then whatever was pushing out, I used my spatula to push it back in. I put it in the freezer for about an hour. It's just a lot easier to ice the cake. So I would just want and spooned a big glob on the top of the cake and used my offset spatula to spread it around, and pushed it over the side and then started spreading it on the side. And after I got the cake pretty well iced, I used my straight edge just to smooth it out, and so you wouldn't see any lines. Now I'm trying to learn how to decorate, and so I did a sad attempt on putting some decorations on the top. I'll get better as it goes, but I cut a piece out, and you'll see that it looks really good. The center is nice and even. It had a great flavor. You got to give this a try. Enjoy.